Today, I'll be teaching you how to graph tangent and cotangent functions. We'll start with tangent. When graphing, we first need to put down the asymptotes. The asymptotes are places that the graph will approach but never reach. We can see here that the asymptotes of tangent are at negative pi over 2, pi over 2, and 3 pi over 2. Then, you find the midpoint between the two asymptotes. And here is where your 0 is, or the x-intercept. To make it as simple as possible, the other 2 points are halfway between the 0 and the asymptote in up 1 or down 1. For a tangent graph, the right arrow goes up. After you have your 3 points, you draw a line to join them. Here you go, this tangent graph. It's the same for the next cycle. Middle point, over 1 up 1, over 1 down 1. Join the points. Remember, tangent graph equals to sine x over cosine x, so the asymptotes of tangent are where the cosine function equals 0. Don't forget to label your axes and your asymptotes. Cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. It looks like the tangent graph but has many different aspects. The steps of graphing both functions are very similar. The asymptotes are at 0, pi, and 2 pi. These are the places where the sine function is 0 because cotangent equals to cosine over sine. And then you find the middle point between the asymptotes, marked on x-intercept. Different from the tangent graph, the cotangent graph left side points up, so you find the first point by going left halfway between 0 and the asymptote and going up 1. And then you go right pi over 4 and going down 1. And join the dots. You do the same thing for a second cycle. Middle point, going left pi over 4 up 1, right pi over 4 down 1. If you can't find the asymptotes, remember where sine x equals 0. Now, let's see how to apply transformations. In this general formula, A is the vertical stretch, D is phase shift, K is period change. And C is the vertical shift. In this equation, there is a vertical stretch of 2. The new period is pi over 2. We apply the phase shift of left pi over 2, and finally a vertical shift of up 1. Label your axis. Without bothering with the new period change, the new asymptotes should be negative pi and 0, but with the period shrinking half in size, the asymptotes move to negative 3 pi over 4 and negative pi over 4. Draw in the asymptotes, a negative 3 pi over 4, label your asymptotes, and negative pi over 4. Draw a line at y equals 1 to remind yourself of the vertical shift. Then you start drawing your points in. Find the midpoint between the asymptotes. Then find the halfway between the midpoint and the other asymptote. Because there is a vertical stretch of 2, instead of going up 1, we go up 2. We also go down 2. Now connect the points. Remember, these transformations can also be applied to graphing cotangent, and you would approach them the same way as we did graphing the tangent function. Oh, sorry, the pi on the left side of the axis should be negative pi.